Good morning, Webster. This is Mrs. Young, and today we're beginning a series of reports on how students at Webster are following the RISE expectations. You may remember that RISE stands for Respect, Individual, Self, and Environment, and that there are set specific expectations in the common areas throughout our school. Today we're going to start with the office and health room. Let's go inside. You may notice that now I'm speaking in a lower volume. It's important to remember that people are working in here. Someone may be on the phone, in a meeting, or helping a classmate that's not feeling well. It's really important to be respectful every time you enter the office. Let's see who's here today. Behind the desk we have Mrs. Stone and Mrs. Radke. In the health room we have Mrs. Ernst, and in the afternoons Mrs. Dotke. And in those offices over there we have Mr. DeRosa and Mr. Reinhardt. The expectations for the office and health room are pretty simple, and you can see they're posted in two different places. One is outside of the health room, and the other is outside of Mr. Reinhardt's office. Remember to speak clearly and explain why you're in the office, otherwise it's hard to know how to help you. Make sure you have your destination log and any other necessary supplies, and please be patient too, it gets busy in here. Now, in looking at the RISE expectations for the office and health room, we see that there are a few more things to keep in mind while you're here. Make sure you're staying in the designated area, always walk, and finally, use supplies in the facilities respectfully and as they are intended. Now let's see if we can find an eyewitness or someone who's willing to go on camera to talk about some of the examples they've seen of Webster students following the RISE expectations here in the office and the health room. Sir, would you be willing to go on camera to talk about some of the examples you've seen of Webster students following the RISE expectations here in the office?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was great. There were kids down here before. They walked in quietly. They were very patient. They handed their assignment notebooks to the people at the counter. They were just so polite and kind. They didn't run around or look at people in the health room. They came down here for what they knew we were doing, and then they left.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. What was your name again?
Oh, I'm Mr. Kines.
Thank you for sharing those examples of students following the Webster RISE expectations here in the office. Congratulations, Webster, on a job well done. Keep up the great work. Now back to you in the studio.